Hello folks, this is Anthony. Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to adjust the idle speed, the throttle speed on your HSS724-928. Same pretty much goes for the 724 and the 1332. Hi folks, this is Anthony. I'm going to show you a fairly simple way to do this today. And it's the reason why you have to do this. If possible, you hook up a tachometer to your spark plug wire, and you find out that your RPMs is only about 3,200 at fast throttle. So you're losing some throwing power there. So you want to jack it up to on a 928, it's 3,650 plus or minus 150. On a 1332. It is 3550 plus or minus 150, and I believe the 724 is a little bit higher at 3700, 3650 plus or minus 150. Correct me on that if you find out differently. But on the 928, it's 3650 plus or minus. So you can go to 3,500 down, or you can go up to almost 3,800 on the top end. That will give you a lot more throwing power, a lot more power, okay? So let's check this out. I've got a small tack. Before I start the engines, I want to show you a couple things. I got a small engine tack hooked up to my spark plug wire. When you buy these, it doesn't come with the alligator clip. What you do is you just wrap your wire around the spark plug wire. But I use mine so much, I just went down to the hardware store and got an alligator clip and hooked it up to my wire, so I can switch it from machine to machine really quickly. I don't have to bother with that wrapping around the spark plug wire. Now I got the cover on here just for show. You got a hole right here for your throttle set screw, and you've got another hole right here. Can you see that? There's another hole right there to set your idle if you want to on top of the pilot jet on your carburetor. But I took mine off because I'm doing a complete service on this machine. When I took the cover off, my choke cable was disconnected right here, so I had to reconnect that. I had to put on a new throttle cable. This is your choke cable down here. It was disconnected. Here's your throttle cable. Here's now what you want to do before you readjust your throttle is to back this off. And on the other side, you've got an idle set screw back here. Can you see that? It's hard to... There's a screw right there for your idle. You need a small screwdriver to get to it. Or if you can't get to it, or you have a hard time adjusting your idle, you can adjust your idle down here. That's where that other hole goes through. There's a little, see the black screw right there? You can adjust it from there. So let's start up the engine. See what the RPMs are. First thing you do is your throttle speed. down here is your main cable adjustment. Here's your lock nut on top, your adjusting nut. When I first was adjusting this, it was too low, so I loosened this nut here. That's your lock nut, and I went up and then adjusted my nut up and then locked the nut back down. And then I can go back to check my throttle RPM speed. This is where you first do it. That's why you have to, according to the manual, you back up your set screw past the, see, you don't want it contacting this arm right here. And then so it's kind of like that when you start adjusting your throttle through the cable underneath the control panel. Then when you got your RPMs right, then you would reset your screw here. Now when you turn it in if you want to decrease RPMs. You want to back it out if you want to increase RPMs. So I just showed you, what was it, 3740, which is within the range of 3650 to 3800. Now let's check the idle speed. If I can get in here with one hand. I want to increase it a little bit, so I'll turn that screw in, okay? Now, if that's hard to get to, and if you're not able to increase the speed, then let's turn this screw in a little bit. That's way too high. It should be around 2140. So let's back that off. That's pretty close, 2150. It should be 2140 plus or minus a little bit. You want to adjust your, like I said, the throttle speed is adjusted down here, and then you reset your set screw up and down to fine tune it. It's kind of hard. It was actually pretty hard for me to do it with the cover on. You got the hole here for the black idle screw on the carburetor, and you've got the hole here to get to your throttle set screw. And I had a difficult time getting to it, so I just took it off because I'm doing a lot of maintenance on this. I'm doing a service on this machine. I want to take the spark plug out, check it, and clean it, and re-gap it or replace it. Plus, I had to check find out why my choke cable wasn't working correctly. It wasn't in here, and my throttle cable was all froze up. The machine had been left outside all winter. It was all froze up, so I had to replace the throttle cable. I'm also doing this machine here. I already checked everything on this machine and fine-tuned the idle to 2140, and the throttle is around 2650 to 3650 to 3750. So we're all set on these two machines. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope this helped you, and we'll see you next time.